Hello, and welcome to my Facebook Live. I am thrilled to be here today with Dr. Doreen Downing. Say hello to the audience, Doreen.
Hello, everyone. And you could already tell with this bright spirit that Sandra is that we're going to have some fun today.
So, I'd like to just share a little bit about who Dr. Doreen Downing is. She's a fearless speaking coach and works with women who struggle to speak up in public because they are afraid of being judged. She helps them build deep confidence in their authentic voice so that they can speak with ease, whether personally or professionally. Doreen's approach is practical, empowering, and comes from real life experience. She once suffered from stage fright and discovered that the key to confident speaking is connecting with the essence of who you truly are.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for being here with us today.
That was fun to hear it read back because there's so much truth in just that one little intro. Thank you. Thank you,
Oh, you're
Sandra.
so welcome. So, you have helped so many people overcome speaking anxiety, but how did your journey begin?
Well, yes, that's one of the things you just mentioned in the intro is that I did have stage fright, and I I I could go way, way back and talk about the origins of it, but I think I'll just say
I
that,
could go way, way back and talk about.
ooh, we're getting a little feedback, huh?
Yeah. Okay, go
Oh,
ahead.
in any case, it's because when I was young, I would say that I was born as an introvert. So those of us who have more of a quiet nature uh, don't really stand out in society and be seen and heard. And we get
Mm.
comfortable holding ourselves back. And guess what kind of profession I chose, which is psychology, which means I get to sit in a chair and I get to listen all day long
Right?
to people. And actually, it also was a place where I could hide the fact that I had anxiety. And it was okay because I'm quiet, I'm an introvert, and I'm good at listening. And I felt powerful in the work that I did, but it still felt like I hid the fact that anytime I was in a group, I would start to panic. My heart would beat like crazy and it would hurt my ears, the pounding in my
Mm.
head.
So, how did you make that transition from being an introvert and having anxiety to actually helping so many people get their own authentic voice?
Well, the first step was to admit that I had
Mm.
that I had an anxiety that was not only holding me back, but how also, if I'm working with other people around their fear, what business did I have so that there was some kind of come to realize it myself and face myself. So I would say that there was a aha moment when somebody
Mm.
asked me to present in front of a group of people about psychology conference, and I said no. But I think it was more that it was just time. At some point, I just went, okay, I have enough of this anxiety. I'm putting myself out in front of groups more and more, and I'd rather not do that. I'd rather not go. So if I don't go, then I don't get seen, I don't get heard, and I don't get to make the impact that I might want to make with people. So I took my first class at
Oh,
a
okay.
here I am with a PhD and I'm taking a class at the local junior college on how to overcome your fear of speaking. So that was the beginning. So the first step is admit it. Okay, I need help. And I can't do it myself. I did
Well, public
once.
speaking is right up there with fear of death, though.
Yes, that's what they
People are
say.
terrified of public speaking.
Right. Right. What and it's just like that was partly my curiosity. Why am I so afraid? What happened to me that my voice feels like it's tamped down and I have fear about stepping into a spotlight. What is
Mm.
that? And that's what I work with people because I think that's what they come to me with. Hello, I'm accomplished. A
Right.
lot of coaches, a lot of healers who already are doing wonderful, fabulous work. admit that there's something about being seen and heard in public that makes them nervous.
Hmm.
And we can go way back into, the hindbrain there, the animal nature. We're in the jungle, but there are lots of reasons. You asked about, well, what happened? And that's what happened.
Yeah, earlier this year, my husband and I joined Toastmasters because I wanted to practice public speaking. I wasn't definitely afraid of it or anything, but in order to really get your message out, get my message out, it's important that we be able to communicate that message to people. So I really acknowledge you for the work that you're doing because it's opening up a world for people where they can share their gifts.
Yes, I'm so glad you said that about Toastmasters because
Mhm,
that was one of the initial programs that I did. And I learned how to give speeches and do a good middle and vocal
mhm,
variety and how to, really come up with a good message for
mhm.
sure.
Right.
However, Sandra, for those of us who have really like you said, you didn't really have a fear, you just wanted to get better at
Mhm.
speaking. I had a fear so
Okay.
much so that Toastmasters wasn't able to reach it because I felt
Mm,
more that we were working on presenting than it was about
mhm,
finding where my fear is and
mm,
helping her express. So that's why I left Toastmasters and did this other process and did the deep dive
mm,
of well, mindfulness, and I've designed a
mhm,
whole approach process
mm.
and have written a book about it.
So what do you find your clients struggle with the most when it comes to speaking up?
Judgment.
Mm. From themselves or from other people or both?
Great question. Uh, I okay, it's probably I would say it's both, but it
Mhm,
probably starts if we could clean up the self-judgment,
mhm,
that is the beginning of taking, I would say, at least half of the fear away, that you can tap into, you feel like you've told your truth and you
absolutely.
support yeah, and then I have techniques that help people manage the judgment that other people yeah, people are gonna
Absolutely.
judge us.
Because if I'm judging myself, then I'm going to project that out into the world
Mhm.
and then assume that people are judging me.
Yes.
And so I think it's very powerful that you start with the self-judgment because that really is everything because the world is a mirror of my thoughts and my beliefs.
I love it. You're speaking my language. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is true. Obviously, it's true that often, most of the time when you're out speaking, there will be people who are judgers,
Mhm.
right?
Absolutely. Mhm.
And so how to not just tolerate that, but how
Mm.
to and I have a technique about listening to people listening, and so that when you start to pay really beautiful attention to somebody who's not there with you, who's judging you,
Mm.
they begin to feel it's all an energetic process, and I think you might understand about
Oh, absolutely.
how to tune in to
Mhm.
somebody on a deeper level that it wakes up something inside of
Mm.
them. It's
Love that.
transformative kind of speaking, so
I love that. So what would you say is the biggest challenge you see when someone first starts working on their speaking anxiety? And how do you help them move past that initial fear?
I would say that the first thing is well, so many first things. It depends on the person and what their first thing is, but, first is the belief. I've had people who come in who say, "I just can't see myself ever being
Mm.
comfortable,"
Okay.
and we have to first work on the possibility that that could be true, so I'll get them, "I can't believe," well, we'll work through, is there a possibility? Can you be open? Can you be willing to the okay, all right, we got there. Do you really want it? Yes, I want it. Okay, that helps. I wish I could. Okay, you're wishing now, so that there's a
Mhm,
process
mhm,
of claiming that it is possible, so that That would be
Mm,
for those who anybody who's listening who says, "I don't think I can."
mhm.
Me saying, "Yes, you can," isn't enough, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the world, everything starts with a thought.
Yes,
Everything that's been created, everything
yes,
in our lives. And so I love that you're talking about really doing a deep dive and starting to uncover those hidden beliefs and patterns that hold everyone back, whether it's from speaking or just taking a chance or whatever it is you want to do.
yes, yeah.
So,
I like that, taking a chance.
mhm,
And it goes along with the phrase that I like because people want to be confident, but I think I like courageous confidence.
mm,
So take a ch I'm gonna think about this. Take a chance on courageous confidence. I like the
ooh,
way that
I, I
that
like that.
sounds.
So I would love for you to share a story that stands out to you from someone who's transformed from being afraid to speaking confidently to out there in the world.
Oh, yeah. Alright. Somebody who actually his boss recommended that he seek me out because he had a panic attack when he was supposed to show up at a board meeting of
Oh,
their, nonprofit organization, and she noticed it and, took care of that moment and, didn't force him or push him, but said, "You
mhm.
need help." And so
Wow.
we started working together, and he because of the program that I offer isn't about making a speech, it's about actually transforming the state of anxiety into one where you can drop down and be
Mm,
completely connected. You said it in my bio, connected to the essence of who you are. So how to
mhm,
find that inner core of strength, inner core of calm, clear, confidence, courageous confidence inside, and to have a way to keep coming back to access it. And it's just like, oh, I
mm,
found it. And voice comes from there. Voice comes from a
mm.
way deeper place.
So I mean, I'm what I hear you saying, like your program isn't necessarily for people who want to be professional speakers or public speakers. It's really about having the power in your life to communicate whatever it is you need to communicate.
Thank you. Thank you. I have to tell you, it's one of the hardest things to help people see that I'm not a public speaking
Mhm,
coach, meaning you can get on a stage.
mhm.
Because actually, Sandra, and I think this is one of the things I love about our shared vision about what's possible for people is that every moment life is a stage. And how you
Absolutely.
show up is, are you connected to yourself? Are you connected to the listener? Are you
Mhm,
expressing what's true and not just blasting, but
mhm,
being relational. Relational
mm,
presence is what I teach.
I love that. Yeah, because it's important to be able to communicate not only at work, but with your partner, with
Yes.
your kids,
Yes.
because a lot of the power struggles that I see between parents and children is the lack of authentic communication.
Yeah.
People are holding back what you call their essence, and then it just gets all muddy, and then people are making assumptions. So I think your work, goes beyond just, learning to speak professionally or, personally, but like really learning to engage in relationships.
Yes. Yes. And being fully there the
Mhm,
most that's possible for us to be. And that has to do with, I think, kind of an open channel that
mm.
we have that then helps us not only listen, but speak into the listening and receive, be in connection in an authentic way.
Absolutely. So, for those that are watching and want to work on their own speaking anxiety, what can they expect from your upcoming masterclass? What are the core things you'll cover to help people start finding their own authentic voice?
These are great questions. I have a master class next Tuesday we start we're going to be in Pacific time. So that's 4 o'clock Pacific time. And the masterclass, and we'll have a link to it, is called From Quiet to Confident: Three
Mm,
Keys to Fearless Speaking. And in order to speak without fear holding you back, you have to take a journey to what we've been talking about
mhm.
today, an inner core that has where your true strength, your superpower is.
Oh, I love that. And how can people sign up and what will they experience during that session?
Well, it's an hour and a half and it's interactional. So I know we don't do workshops in person much anymore,
Mhm.
but in a way, my Zoom programs, my Zoom classes, master classes are like we join together in, yeah, it's a Zoom room, but it's like we are sitting in a circle together and we're listening and we're supporting and we're not judging each other. We aren't
Mm,
trying to perform. What we're trying to do is find our way to authenticity, and the way we need to start. And I teach three secrets, and the first one is face. What does it mean to face your fear? And then what does it mean to, I know you'll love this one too,
oh,
embrace your fear,
I love it.
see it as something that's got like a little child that needs some attention, some positive attention, not forcing that
Right,
child out into
right.
the world before they're ready, and then replace. So face, embrace, replace are my three keys.
Well, you've heard it here, folks. So I want to thank you, Dr. Doreen Downing, for joining us. And I'm so excited about what you're offering and just the possibility for a different life for those people that feel stuck, that feel trapped, that feel like they could possibly never get on a stage. And remember, this is not about you getting on a stage, it's about you being able to authentically communicate your essence, as Doreen talked about, so that you can live the life that you want, so that you can be a powerful presence in your
Right.
own life, and so that you can get your message out. We each have come here with a gift to give. And if you can't communicate your gift, then the world loses out.
Oh,
So just thank you so much, Doreen, for all that you're offering. And I look forward to your masterclass next week. Thank you.
uh, yeah. Thank you, Sandra.